If you're thinking about moving or traveling to Nigeria, this video is for you. In part two of my interview with my longtime friend Tyra, who visited Nigeria with her family for the first time this year, we talk about 7 pros and cons of living in Nigeria and answer the question, is living in Nigeria better than the United States of America in 2025? Let's get into it. If you're new here, welcome. And to my Finding My Tribe fam, welcome back. I'm Ronnie Light. I am a mom, a wife, an avid traveler, a corporate ESL teacher, a house sitter, and a 10-year expat, looking for those places and spaces around the globe that make me feel like sunlight. On this channel, we talk about all things international travel, universal laws, mindset shifts, and healthy living overseas. So you can see more possibilities in your life than limitations. So you can pack your bags and go where you glow. Make sure you watch to the end of the video so you don't miss all 7 pros and cons of living in Nigeria versus the US in 2025. Let's get started.
I kind of felt good. And then one thing I really enjoyed is that I didn't snack or had the urge to want to snack throughout the day, which was amazing because here in the States, I want to snack all day long. You know, you want to eat all the time. You want to eat what? Chips. You want to eat the sugar. You want to eat there. Didn't have no craving for it at all. And then like the food that we're eating is like natural vegetables that, you already know that nobody has tampered with, putting all their chemicals and stuff on, and even their oranges coming off the orange tree. I mean, just sucking that juice out of that orange was like, oh my goodness. Natural orange juice, delicious.
Tell us about when you went to the beach with your family and that experience.
So we left Ikorodu. Now the beach is located on the island. Living in the States, okay, let's compare. You can say like Brooklyn because everybody knows New York. So I'm going to use New York as an example. You can say like Brooklyn is like where Ikorodu. That's, the neighborhood part. But then you have Manhattan, which is like the island. So on the island is where when you guys watch Nigerian movies or whatever, see those big homes and all the fancy stuff. That's in the city, Lagos City, the island. Nigerians are not sleeping. Where there is money to be made, they're making it. The beach was nice. The water was nice. It was beautiful. It was fun. I mean, Nigerians know how to party. They know how to have a good time on the beach. I mean, and it was crowded. You don't have where you can sit and like lounge and you have all that space where everybody can put their blankets and lay out and all that. No, you have this little small stretch of land, and on that stretch is restaurant, right next to each other. There's no space. So the water comes all the way up to where the restaurants. So you can be sitting in their little sitting areas, and the water will come right up to you. Like,
ooh, oh, that's
yes.
Nice.
We had so much fun. Jelani rode a horse. That was a nice day. You definitely have to have money. Let me tell you. Don't think you can go riding around in Nigeria and think you can, let's go to the beach. It's free. No. It's one thing I know out here in Virginia, when we go to the beach on certain places, you got to pay for parking and stuff like that, right? You pay to get into the area where the beach is. Then we had to pay again 5 steps further ahead. You got to pay again for parking on the beach. I was like, what kind of foolishness is this? To go to a beach that should be free. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
500.
We're not paying. How are you paying like twice? How are you paying? No, we just paid 8,000.
But this thing is different.
Solomon, how is it different? Why are they charging 2 different fees?
The parking space.
Parking space.
Keep on talking.
Man, this place is a ripoff.
on talking, they will know that you are American. They'll come and rob you.
That's ridiculous. You just paid $8,000 to get onto the beach to get through.
Lagos.
Then you stop at another stop, and they're charging you 500. What? How much? 500. 500 naira to park. Rip off. A rip off. I hope it's worth it.
This is Lagos. You ain't got money, go to the village.
I hope it's worth it.
You ain't got
You
money.
don't have money? Go to the village. Well, I'm glad you got money, husband. Big daddy. I'm so
You
happy.
ain't going nowhere.
Thank you, my Okomi. Thank you. If you want to enjoy, I guess you got to pay.
Okay, so now I come pay another money, Abi.
Nothing's like really regulated, kind of. I don't even know. They make up their own rules. So you want to go have a good time, you're paying for that good time.
So talk about your experience getting your hair done in Nigeria.
That was nice because we had a hairdresser that came to our house and she did our hair there at the house. We washed our hair outside and then we had got it braided. July got her hair braided. I got my hair done. That was nice having that spa treatment right there at your own home. We had a driver, so we didn't, he's the one that drove us around.
And was it expensive
Really-
to get your hair done?
My husband paid for everything, so he said it's not expensive at all.
So let's talk about what you had to look out for as far as voodoo and don't pick up money and all of these things while being there.
Yeah, my husband's very, strict on. No, don't talk to nobody. Don't pick up anything. Don't touch anything that don't belong to you. Because hoodoo voodoo, that's what I call it, hoodoo voodoo, is very strong in Nigeria. Someone putting charms on you. He was saying, don't shaking people's hands, all that keeps you like, oh my gosh, stressed because you're so friendly. Mostly American, we're kind of friendly, want to know everything and talk and all that, but don't go talking to people you don't know. So, and everywhere we did go, people was like, sell it us, what did you bring for me? Like, they'll charm you. First thing you get out and they're already washing clothes, hanging them up on the line. And we're talking about little kids. I've seen little children walking to the market. Like, it was nice to see kids out and about just being kids and not worrying about getting dirty, not worrying about, even the girls, not worrying about anything, just enjoying themselves. And then there's sometimes when you drive around and you see some sadness, because their living conditions and the electricity situation. Like, the government ought to be ashamed of themselves. How do you supply lights to a whole country and your people don't have any? You're on this. One day you have lights, the next day you don't. One day you have lights, maybe 3 more days you don't. Like, why? Why is that? I thank God my husband really took care of us and prepared for us to be there. We didn't have like the big old houses that you see on the island kind of, but our home was beautiful. We had solar, so he added solar to the home. So we didn't have to really experience that blackouts. We're the only people on the road that has lights in the midst of all that darkness, and kind of like made you feel a little scared because, are people gonna be jealous? How, what are they gonna do? Because they see you have lights. And it was not like that. It was quiet. The neighbors were friendly and it was just interesting, just seeing nature. And when we went into Ogun State, oh my gosh, the drive there. So apparently we just passed the American Embassy. We're over here Ikoyi, I believe. Ikoyi Island.
Next week,
Oh, look at this. What building is this right here? Oh, look at that tree. Isn't that beautiful? This is Lagos. Graffiti. They have graffiti.
Another one, that don't grab America.
Wings. I don't know what that is. The vegetation, I mean, just seeing the hills with the trees and all these banana trees all over the place. It was just green and beautiful. And it's interesting how you go to one state from another and you see how the government takes care of their state. Why can't this government over here take care of these people like this? But we went to Ogun State, and that's where we went to Oluma Rock. And Oluma Rock is a place which is in history. They were having tribal wars. And this particular town was able to secretly hide within the rocks, and that's how they were able to defeat the other tribe. They still had like where the chief of that town is buried inside one of the rock tombs. So they still give homage to him.
We're going to start with pro number 1 for living in Nigeria versus America. And when I say America, I mean the United States of America. Healthier, non-GMO foods. The second pro is nature and happy people everywhere. Even though people didn't have a lot material-wise, they had true joy in their hearts. They know how to have a good time, and they're truly happy. Being happy is what it's all about, because happiness is contagious. The third pro is luxury personal services. A strong sense of family and community. In Nigeria, elders are respected. Children are respected. And if you're an elder, you're actually seen. You're not dismissed like you are in the West. Pro 5 is natural remedies and herbal traditions. So when you go to the doctor's not trying to pump you up with loads of drugs. They'll actually tell you what to do to improve your diet, and they'll give you information about what herbs you can take so that you can actually heal from whatever's bothering you, versus going back and forth to the doctor. You see what I'm saying? To pay them more money for your problem. Pro number 6, you have the opportunity to self-actualize. We really didn't talk about this in the interview, but if there's something that you really want to do, you have the space and opportunity to dream and make it happen over there, because people there have, let's do it, let's try it, let's win type of spirit. Pro number 7, this could be seen as a pro or con, but I think it's a pro. Cash is king. And I say that because for those of you who understand the dangers of having all your money tied up in the digital space, you buy something as your business. And when you exchange cash for it, if you feel what I'm saying.
So, did this trip make you want to travel more?
Yes, actually it did. I was so excited. There's so much to see. I don't have to see everything, but it did feel good to be outside of the United States. And to see more of us, that was a good feeling. And to see, us doing well. And, a lot of people want to talk about Africa, but they got it going on. It's like they're buying a house, you got cash. You're buying a car, you need cash. So they're not loaded down with debt like we are here in America. The work ethic, it's awesome. From the little kids all the way up to the older people, you see them all on the side of the road with markets. Everybody's selling something.
Wow.
You see the children at the jobs at the market with their parents, and it's like, everybody's doing something. They're very family oriented. So where the adults go, the children go. It's a beautiful thing to see.
What would you tell that American woman, man about traveling to the motherland?
First of all, before we travel anywhere outside of the United States, know their laws. Know what you can and cannot do to keep yourself safe. Know somebody, even if it's a friend, you need to know someone to help you connect to different things. Learn about their Uber transportation so that you know how to get around, because it's important. You need transportation. Make sure your money is on point. Just because our dollar goes a lot further than their Naira, don't just think you can go there with $1,000 and you're going to be okay. You need some money. Okay, especially if you want to really enjoy yourself and you don't have family that you can stay with, you need to make sure you definitely have some cash. Make sure you're getting the currency of that land and know how long you can stay and not stay. On our way leaving, we got pulled over talking about you had overstay, and it's all about trying to
Get money.
extort money from you. All you want to do is get on the plane. He's talking about, oh, you got to go to immigration. I'm thinking because our visa is like, 5 years or whatever, that we're able to come and go and stay as long as we want. You know, my husband has home there. I didn't think there was a problem, but truthfully, he lied to me. Because when I got back into the States and I looked it up, I was like, oh my gosh, anything to get money from you. And like I said, if you don't know, you can't fight your battles because you don't know. Learn how to say no. That's a hard thing for me, is to say no. And then especially this is my first time there, so I was kind of scared. But let me get there again. No, no, and no. A girlfriend just recently went and she said nobody asked her for a dime because they are trying to crack down on that.
Really?
She's from Nigeria. So she said no one asked her for anything. And I was like, wow. I know the government has been like trying to crack down on that. They are working on that, which is a good thing because
some cons we talked about is that there's no official rules in Nigeria. Tyra talked about her experience trying to get on the beach to have a good time, and that could be annoying because you don't know what's really going on. Is it official? Is it not? But regardless, you're going to have to pay to get on the beach. You're going to have to pay to park. It's just kind of crazy. I mean, it's a little adventurous, but it can be a little annoying, of course. Con number 2, unpredictable infrastructure and noise pollution. We talked about how annoying it is to have electricity on for a few days and then it's off a few days. I don't think I've ever experienced, and that could be a huge con. Plus, noise pollution. Nigeria is lively and there's like music playing, and that might be a con for some people who prefer countries where it's kind of quiet. They don't like all the noise. So that could be a con for you. Con number 3, we didn't talk about this too much in the interview, but it's the power dynamics in relationships, because Nigeria is a patriarchal society. So men are heads of households. If you have a male partner and you're trying to do business, the man might just speak to the man and they might not talk to you just because you're a woman. It's, you might experience that, I don't know. But there's definitely that structure. But it doesn't have to be a con if you know how to use your feminine energy to get things done, if you know what I'm saying. And I'm not talking about doing anything weird. Just stepping into your feminine power to get the things you need done. Not coming at people with that male energy that we were taught to have in the West. Con number 4, spiritual warfare and witchcraft. This one's a scary one. I don't believe in living in fear, but this is something that you need to know. You have somebody that knows the landscape, because if I were to find some money on the ground, I'd pick it up. Like, hey, for people that want to do that, as long as you pray and make sure that you're covered when you go outside, you don't have to worry about that. Whatever energy they send to you, it's going to bounce right back off to them. So con number 5, there's no safety net. And what I mean by that is, we didn't talk about this too much, but there's no like welfare. If you're looking for a job, if you run out of cash, there's no program set aside for you to go to and get help to pay your bills. It just doesn't exist there. So that's why you see a lot of people hustling, because if you don't hustle, you don't eat. Con number 6 is class divide. You look the same, but because you're from America, they just assume that you have all the money in the world and they want it. They want some of it. And that can be discouraging when you're really trying to form relationships with people. Con number 7 is that they run out of fuel. We didn't talk about this too much, but there's like a fuel shortage, even though the country is rich in oil.
Do you have anything that you would like the people to know? Like, how can they contact you? Do you have a business that you want to let the people know about?
I do private chefing, and if you're here in the 757 and you want a private night, a home chef to come and prepare a meal for you, you can contact me on Instagram, Tyra Boyd Awolesi, TBOYDAWOLESI 8593. Or you can also email me at cheftab757@gmail.com.
And she is the business when it comes to cooking. So yes, and all of this will be in the link in the description below. Thank you so much, Tyra, for your time and for sharing your story. You are going to inspire so many people that are thinking about going to the motherland. There's a lot of us like me, okay, and I plan on traveling there. And you shared so much information and you've taught me so much because I'm the type of person I like to get on that plane and I'll do it like "Do-do-do-do," and I don't have to know anybody and I'll just say, oh yeah, I'll walk here and I'll do this. But you really have to, when you go to the continent, different countries there, you really have to know what's going on in certain places because you can be had very easily.
I don't care if you are in Africa and you black. Sometimes you just don't have black girl privilege. You know, black folks privilege just because you're in Africa. Be careful.
That's our time. If you like the video and you like what you see and you're feeling the vibe, definitely subscribe and join the tribe. This has been a wonderful conversation. Make sure you check the descriptions below to find out how, if you're in the 757 area, how you can contact Tyra and eat her delicious meals. Okay, she will come to your home if you're throwing a party or anything like that. She will hook you up. Also, if you looking for a consultation or if you are looking for some information on how best to escape the states, I have a PDF for you. The link is in the description below and it's free. All right, so take care.